If you would like to make this application, this beautiful desktop application that runs from WXWidgets, stay tuned. The first thing we want to do is download the WXWidgets source and then build the libraries. So let's go to wxWidgets.org and we're going to click the big blue button that says Download Now. And under the latest stable release 3.2.6, we're just going to select the Windows zip and we're going to let that download. Okay, the download is complete, so let's go to the Downloads folder and extract the zip. So I'm just going to right-click on this zip folder and select Extract All. Now you may extract this to any directory you like. I'm going to put mine in a directory where I keep all of my C++ libraries. So I'm going to go browse to this PC, the C drive, users, my username, source, and lib. You can see I already have a different lib in this folder. So I'm going to select that, and I do want it to extract into a folder called wxWidgets-3.2.6. Hit the extract button. Okay, so the extraction is complete. The next thing I want to do is define an environment variable that we can use to reference the location of this library. So I'm going to go to Control Panel, and I'm going to click on User Accounts. And I'm going to click on User Accounts again. And then I'm going to click here where it says Change My Environment Variables. I'm going to add a new environment variable. I'm going to call it WXWIN. And for the value, I'm going to browse to the directory where we just extracted the WXWidgets files to. C, users, my username, source, lib, WXWidgets. Okay. Okay. Close, 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 close. All right. The next thing we're going to do is build the WXWidget DLLs and libs. So we're going to go back to the folder where we installed WXWidgets. They have a pre-made solution file for people who use Visual Studio 2022, which is what I'm using. So we're going to use that file to build the libs. So we're going to click on the build folder, and we're going to select MSW for Windows. You can see there's also other folders for other operating systems, for example, OS X. But we're going to do MSW. And now I just want to find the solution file that corresponds with Visual Studio 2022, and that would be WXVC17. If you're using an older Visual Studio, you just need to select the solution file that corresponds to your version of Visual Studio. But I'm going to open this up. Okay, it's warning me because this project was downloaded from the web. I'm just going to uncheck this box and hit open so it doesn't warn me about every single project. Okay, we've got the solution opened up, and now I want to build it. And we have a couple different platforms. We have Win32, x64, and we've got 4 different configurations to choose from. I'm just going to build the DLL configurations under x64. Of course, you can change this for whatever combination of platform and configuration you want. So I'll just start with the DLL debug config. And all we have to do is click Build and select Build Solution. Okay, so the DLL debug build has finished. It was succeeded. And so I'm just going to switch this over to DLL release. And we're just going to build again, and then both libs will be built. Okay, so the release build is also complete. And now let's go to the output folder, or I guess it's in the build folder. Nope, WXWidgets, lib. It's in the lib folder. Here is where the DLLs and libs were created and generated. So here they are. Very many of them. But now we're ready to build our own Hello World application. So let's open up a brand new Visual Studio and create a new project. So we'll just click the Create a New Project button. And we're going to scroll down until we find Windows Desktop Wizard. Hit Next. And we'll call this project Hello World. And I want this to be a desktop application, and I also want it to be an empty project. I don't need any of the boilerplate that comes along with Windows desktop projects. Okay, our new empty project has been created. I want to add a source file where we can put the code for this program. So I'm going to right-click Source Files, Add, New Item, and I'll just call it hello world.cpp, and we'll add. Okay, so WXWidgets does have a hello world code that we can just paste into this file. So I'm going to go back to their website, and you can see under the quick links here on the right, hello world in WXWidgets. Let's just click on that. And we'll scroll down to the bottom where the main program is, and I'm just going to copy all of this code. And then I'm going to paste it into our application. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to build this and see what happens. So according to the error list, we have 34 errors. And if you look at the output, the main error is because it can't open the include file that we have at the top. We have to tell our application where the installed WXWidgets library is on our computer. WXWidgets was kind enough to provide a property sheet in their source code. So I'm just going to go to my property manager. Oh, and you know what? This is a good time to get rid of these Win32 platform configuration combos that we don't need. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to come up here where it says x64, go to the configuration manager, and I'm going to select edit, click x86, and we're just going to remove that because we don't need that. If you want to keep it for yours, you can, but you may have to rebuild the WXWidgets libraries for your desired platform. And then under the Hello World project itself, I'm going to click x64, and we also are going to get rid of the Win32 project platform. Yes. So now everything is x64, which is what our WXWidgets libraries were built for anyway. Okay, so all I have to do is right-click on this Hello World in the property manager, and we're going to add an existing property sheet. And we're going to go to the folder where we installed WXWidgets. And there's the property sheet we want to add, wxWidgets.props. I hit open, and if we look, that property sheet has now been added to both configurations, and all those ugly red lines we had before have gone away. So let's build again and see what happens. Okay, our build succeeded. However, if we try to hit the green button and actually run this program, we are probably going to get yelled at that it can't find DLLs. Yeah, so the code execution cannot proceed because some DLL was not found, another DLL wasn't found. What's going on here? The problem is that if we go to our Hello World repo and we go to the output directory, which is in x64 debug, here's our exe, but it's looking right here for DLLs. It's looking for the WXWidgets DLLs, and they're not there. So we're going to have to write a little post-build event to copy the DLLs into the output directory, and that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to use xcopy to copy the DLLs from the WXWidgets folder into the output directory for our Hello World program. If you want to see what xcopy looks like, we can go to the Microsoft website, and you can see that what it does is it copies files and directories. The two switches we're going to use with this command are /d, which says only copy source files that are newer than the existing destinations. So that'll keep the DLLs from copying every single time we build our app because they don't change. It'll only copy them when they're not there. And the other switch we're going to use is /y so that we don't get a prompt to confirm that we want to overwrite any DLL files that are there. So just real quickly, we're going to go to our Hello World app, and I want to create a new property sheet. I'm going to be very honest about what it is. I'm going to call it copy WXWidgets DLLs dot props. But I'm actually going to save it in my source directory where I keep my libs and property sheets. That way any application I build will be able to reference this property sheet in the future. So I'm going to create a new folder, call it property sheets, and I'm going to save it right inside this folder. So I'm going to add. Now let's edit this property sheet. And they're both the same under debugger release, so you can right click either one you want to get into the property pages. We're just going to go to build events, post build event, and we're going to type the following command: xcopy, oops, better spell it right, and we're using /d and /y. And what are we copying? We're copying DLLs from, here's where we're going to use that nice environment variable WXWIN we made, /lib / so where are they? They're under lib vc x64 DLL. So vc x64 DLL. And just to be lazy, I'm going to copy all DLLs. So I'm just going to do star.dll. I'm not going to worry about whether they're debug or release ones. The program will only use the ones it needs. And we're copying that to our output directory. And assuming I typed everything correctly, hopefully when I run this, it should now build the program, copy the DLLs, and run. And there we go. Here's our Hello World desktop app. This is a WXWidgets application up and running. It has some menu stuff, has a couple of pop-up message boxes, but most importantly, it's working. And it looks good, honestly. So congratulations, we made our first WXWidgets application. And for bonus time here, I'm going to create a brand new application again and just try connecting our brand new property sheet to it to see if it builds up the very first time. So the last thing I would like to do, now that our application is working, building and running, is to save this project as a template so that anytime we want to build a brand new WXWidgets application, we can just load the template and go. So let me show you what I mean. Let's pull up the Hello World app. And I was thinking about this. I think I want to rename this source file to something more generic that doesn't say necessarily Hello World. I'm going to call it application. And it's because if I don't rename this, then anytime I open a new project and use this template, there's going to be a file there called helloworld.cpp, and I don't really want that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just save everything, and then under project, we're going to hit export template. We'll export a project template. We're going to hit next. The template name will be WXWidgets application. We'll hit finish to save this template. Let's try it out. We're going to open a brand new Visual Studio and let's create a new project. Oh, and there it is right up at the top, WXWidgets application. It's a new template. Let's click on it. Let's hit next. Let's call it my program. Okay, very nice. The project name changed to my program. If we look at the source files, there's our file application.cpp. And with a little bit of luck, when we hit this green button, we should get a program that runs. And there we go. Our template works, and it is beautiful. Oh, so nice. All right. Thank you for watching the video, and have a great day.